Hi, this is Josh Wakeman again, and I just wanted to really point out here very briefly that the whole goal here is to create a duplicatable system, especially in just these 5 short videos that'll take you start to finish on understanding how to build this business and becoming successful. Literally, in this video, I'm going to cover this cash flow quadrant and why most people, what they're doing will never actually get them the time freedom and the money freedom that they actually have. And I'm also going to show you how to make $500 a month specifically on a piece of paper here about what exactly that looks like in this business. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, this cash flow quadrant here, very important thing to be able to understand, because this is something that we're not taught in schools, but actually it's the thing that will set you free. It's showing you the difference between linear income and actually creating residual income. And this actually is coming from Robert Kiyosaki's Cash Flow Quadrant book. I want to give him the credit there because it does such a fantastic job of explaining what you can create here with this opportunity. So go ahead and cut this quadrant here in half. We're going to have the left side and the right side. So really quickly on the left-hand side, this is basically on the linear income side, and it's where you're trading your time for money. Now, most people are going to fall in this employee quadrant, which is totally fine. I mean, it's definitely fine to have a job, just be paying your bills, be keeping up, nothing wrong with that. But honestly, that's something that most people want to get out of. They would love to be able to have more flexibility. I think we can all agree with that. So again, there's no leverage here because really you're just trading your time for money. The second piece here, the self-employed quadrant, this is fantastic when, as far as owning a job goes, or having a job, because you're probably really good at what you do. It's actually a situation where you probably went to school for quite a long time. You're probably making more money than you would be if you just had a job, if you actually had your own job. And basically, this is still trading time for money. It's just trading it for more money. Let's skip over here to this right-hand side, simply because the left-hand side, while it does have 90% of the people, it only has 10% of the income. So let's get over here to what we want to create, this business owner side. And I'll only touch real briefly down here on this investor quadrant, simply because this is when people actually already have a ton of money and they just go out and use that capital and make a bunch more money. That's really not what we're dealing with here. What I want to be able to show people to do is have a duplicatable system where they're working with people, and the system is actually what's helping create that money, and by creating leverage for people. And that's what we're going to talk about here. And the simplest way that I've ever seen this explained, especially in a visual, is this concept of having bucket income or pipeline income. So let me take you out to a place where around the bend there's actually a fresh water source, but you're back in the village and you need to figure out, how do I get that water back to the village? So there's 2 ways to basically go about doing it. Some people are going to be employees, or they're going to be self-employed, and being employed or self-employed, having a small business, is like carrying buckets backward and forward from the water source to home. When you stop, so does the flow. There's also a limit on the amount you can carry, because say that you are in that employee quadrant and you want to make more money, really your option is to basically put in more time and then maybe get some overtime hours, get a little bit extra there if you're getting some overtime pay. And same with a small business. If you own your business, really you're the magic there. So without you pumping in extra time and energy, it's not going to grow. That right-hand side is totally different. Being a business owner or investor is like having a pipeline that keeps delivering even when you're not there. This allows you to use your time for other things. So in this particular example, someone went out and they basically purchased the tools and the different infrastructure or resources that it took to build this pipeline. They spent some time building it, but now what happens, instead of trading the time for money, going all the way around here and carrying it all the way back, the person that built that system is getting paid over and over and over, because when people in the village want water, they just turn the faucet on, the meter runs, and the person that set up that pipeline is getting paid residually. So again, that person that has the meter set up and has that pipeline set up, they're probably not in the village anymore either. They probably are out doing the things that they really want to do and not focusing necessarily on carrying the buckets, because that's already done, and now they literally have a pipeline of income. So the last thing I want to cover here in this short video is, how do I make $500 with HB Naturals per month? What that looks like is exactly this. There are a handful of different ways to do it, and actually there's 7 different ways that we get paid in this business, so there's more than these 3 methods, but bottom line, an easy way to do it as far as a straightforward way is having 10 retail customers at 100 in customer volume. That's $500. So basically you're making 50% of the $1,000 that's created. Now, wholesale customers, that's when you go in through a link that someone sent you, you now have a wholesale account. You can actually start sharing this with people and start making various different bonuses. This is where you start to actually create leverage in your business, because with 10 wholesale customers and a retail customer at 100 CV, you're going to be getting 200 of the fast start, which is one of the types of ways that you get paid, and you're going to get 250 in the star bonus, plus a handful of other bonuses that basically come out to be about $500. Again, there's multiple ways to do this. This is just an example, but the one that I really want to focus on, especially for this set of short videos, is understanding this third one, because here's where we really get duplication. And it's ironic that we're going through this whole coronavirus thing right now, where we're dealing with talking about the number of times that it's duplicating. Really, a business like this kind of goes crazy exactly like that when it's done right, and you really have a simple system that people are following, because it's going to take off in some areas whether you like it or not, because someone in this tree may get really excited and they say, you know, I am tired of going to my job. This is an opportunity. I'm going to run with this. And they follow through in these videos. They do the simple things that it says to do. And bottom line, they have a fantastic chance of producing the income that they want. And there's no ceiling here either. But the bottom line, what this looks like is you find two people that want to get started. They get on that 100 CV, so they're trying out the products. And I'm going to explain more about the star bonus and how that works a little bit later in one of the later videos. And there's only 5 of them. They're all pretty short like this. So bottom line, you share it with 2 people. They share it with 2 people, they share it with 2 people. That's going to be $225 in star bonuses, another 72 from the binary, a left leg and a right leg. Again, that's covered in these 7 ways to get paid. And you can find more information and details there at www.simple2share.net. Again, www.simple2share.net. And the bottom line is, if we have these videos that are easy to share, easy to text, and in a time where people are looking for ways to create a new set of income or replace an income, because right now people are really unsure about what's going on, their future job, if their job's going to be there, how much their business is going to suffer from this pandemic that's going on, all these different things. Well, with this, you can take control of it. You can work from home. The sky's the limit. And bottom line, when you get something like this going, again, you're going to have created momentum on your team. And that's what we have going on right now. We have momentum on this team. It's growing. It's growing. The checks are getting bigger. And I know that $500 a month would go a long way for a lot of people. So definitely get back with the person who shared this with you. Make sure you're in contact with them and have them plug you into the following videos. Again, this is only a set of 5 videos total, and all of them are pretty much, well, one of them's about 13 minutes long, and that's the longest. Most of them are 3 to 5 minutes. So bottom line, go through this simple training, and the sky's the limit on what you can create for you and your family.